Hi there, welcome to Apple World. As of recently, we didn't realize anything about Kendall Jenner's relationship status. What's more, presently, it appears we can't go beyond a few moving subjects without seeing new news about her and her most current lover, the terrible rabbit. What's more, it seems like awful rabbit may not be having the best involvement with their sentiment. From the new bits of gossip about Kendall getting pregnant to the months-old reports about their relationship being phony. There is, by all accounts, a lot happening in the connection between the Puerto Rican vocalist and the worldwide model. Also, here's all we know about the show and all the juice that Kendall Jenner abused when they got together. While Kendall Jenner might not have had as much pedia in her past connections as she at present does with Terrible Rabbit, otherwise known as Benito, the model has been engaged with her. Reasonable portion of connections, from a supposed 2013 hurl with Harry Styles when she was only 17 years of age to an unverified relationship with Scratch Jonas in 2015. Then, at that point, in 2016, Kendall dated Jordan Clarkson, an NBA player she met at an AMA American Music Grants after party facilitated by Drake. At present, he plays for the Utah Jazz in the NBA. In any case, none of these connections truly broke the news until fans got wind that she was involved with a rapper as quickly as possible. Rough somewhere in the range of 2016 and 2017, and that was certainly a second. Terrible Rabbit, then again, has had a less productive dating history, which is reasonable since he's been popular for way less time than Kendall and her Kardashian family. Veneno, as his fans like to call him, first connected with Kendall back in February, when they were spotted leaving LA Calf together. Kendall Jenner and Awful Rabbit have overwhelmed the sensationalist newspapers since the 7-day stretch of February 14, 2023, when bits of gossip previously got that the two were a thing, or if nothing else, they were en route to becoming one in only 1 week. The model and the rapper supposedly made out at an exclusive hangout in Los Angeles and went on a double date with Justin and Hailey Bieber. Two of Jenner's friends, Kylie and Devin Booker, cut off their friendship in the fall of 2022, and it most certainly felt like she was prepared to blend. In the interim, Awful Rabbit has been connected to artist and adornments planner Gabriella Berlingeri since around 2017, yet the pair purportedly tapped out. What's more, before fans could squint at Moines, the notorious VIP news page delivered a visually impaired thing that did everything except affirm the connection between the stars in the thing. The source guaranteed that they'd seen a popular model sister, which we as a whole know is Kendall, out at a LA club the night earlier, securing lips and, in any event, leaving in a similar vehicle as a Terrible Rabbit. Also, on the off chance that web talk is anything to go by, this unquestionably affirmed the reports that Terrible Rabbit and Kendall were true. Soon after the visually impaired thing was delivered, a source let individuals know that Kendall and Terrible Rabbit were hanging out. Another source told the Power Source that Kendall has, as of late, begun spending time with him. They were presented by companions. He moved to LA half a month prior and purchased a house. She prefers him and is having a great time. They said he is unique in relation to other people that she has dated previously. He is extremely beguiling, and that is the point at which the paranoid notion began. From the get-go, fans were thinking it was basically impossible that the two were seeing someone. They had barely at any point been seen together openly. Furthermore, in any event, when they were, the energies weren't totally heartfelt. However, at that point, Kendall was caught on camera moving during Terrible Rabbit's Coachella set, and they apparently spent the end of the week together. Furthermore, that appeared to require the gossip factories to be postponed for some time. However, at that point, things got worse as fans began contemplating whether the famous momager, otherwise known as Kris Jenner, played a part in the arrangement of their dating. Bits of hearsay followed, and all that followed as a TikTok client uncovered the entirety of the news and tales about the relationship that nobody got. Kendall Jenner and Awful Rabbit are doing anything. This is totally determined. The way that Dubois and TMZ investigated this shows how perfectly arranged. Why fans believe it's phony? At the point when an individual from the Kardashian-Jenner family is spotted with another lover or supposed to be in another relationship, fans race to figure out the littlest detail that they can. And keeping in mind that a portion of the Kardashian tribe, such as Kim and Kourtney, are extremely open about their heartfelt lives, even with the end result of recording their work. Others, like Kendall Jenner, have forever been more mysterious about who they're dating. and that simply prompts more bits of hearsay. Since fans read news stories saying that Kendall and Terrible Rabbit were a couple, certain individuals started posting their perspectives about the relationship on the web. Also, at first, everything revolved around the relationship being phony. A fan began a string in the subreddit Mainstream Society Visit and named it "Who else thinks Terrible Rabbit and Kendall are only exposure stunts" in the fundamental post? The Redditor SNU 4647 is composed of "I think the planning of their relationship getting spilled was fascinating, considering he did." James Corden. The Hispanic people group abhors her, and he was simply on the principal's all-Spanish cover. The two of them have a great deal to acquire, and in the remarks, many individuals concurred that the greater part believed that the Terrible Rabbit was in it so he could climb to the next level and become popular, which is a completely unsurprising consequence of dating Kendall Jenner. In the interim, others said the Awful Rabbit and Kendall Jenner were just companions who hung out, and these fans didn't really accept that they were entirely involved. Redditor U. No, fair, they're composed it very well, maybe PR it very well, maybe genuine. Yet I really do think it isn't going towards relationships. Only two hot individuals hanging out. Nonetheless, there hasn't been any substantial confirmation. Kendall Jenner and Terrible Rabbit's relationship is about PR, and of late, there's been considerably more evidence that the relationship is quite genuine. So on the off chance that a PR relationship is out of the question, what's the next best paranoid idea? Does Kendall abuse him and trust fans to think of each and every possible plot to make the relationship much more sensational than it commonly must be? Furthermore, one of the most tumultuous bits of gossip was that Kendall Jenner abuses a Terrible Rabbit. From the get-go, this was simply fans contemplating whether the model had at any point openly shown help for the rapper. Fans additionally got a few peculiar energies when it appeared as though Kendall was continuously staying away from Benito at whatever point they were being caught out in the open or going to occasions. Furthermore, one fan even asked, for what reason would she say she is continuously strolling before him? Never side to side. Someone else said she appears as though she needs to move as far away from him as could really be expected. What's more, one fan even went as far as encouraging Awful Rabbit to get out. As the individual made sense of, they say an image can summon 1,000 words. This clasp invokes 10,000 leave, Awful Rabbit, and don't think back. On the off chance that we glance back at this specific clasp from a Lakers game in May 2023, where Kendall Jenner appeared to be inclining as far back from Terrible Rabbit as could really be expected, in spite of the way that she was in an extremely loosened up state, you'd envision that her nonverbal communication would kind of line up with her accomplice, yet that wasn't true. Furthermore, we can perceive how fans would believe that the model wasn't extremely expressive and was just there to thicken the show. Fans likewise accept that Kendall was effectively disregarding Terrible Rabbit at a game that the two of them joined in on. Terrible Rabbit looked alone and irritated by her, and yet, it could basically have been a misconception by fans. Their supposed relationship was still somewhat new when this video was kept in May. Yet they either chose to take the without rushing from companions to sweethearts figure of speech, or the plot to their PR sentiment was all the while being created. Be that as it may, in any event, the couple at last appears to have broken the wall, and they certainly appear to be significantly more comfortable with each other. What's more, fans concur. As one individual wrote on Twitter, seeing Awful Rabbit with Kendall at Drake's show makes my heart soften. They so seek adoration. While there are still strings attached about the manner in which their relationship might have essentially been a drafted agreement for PR reasons, we can't totally debate this, realizing that Kris Jenner is awesome in vital situations. Yet, by all accounts, there is significantly more sure energy for the connection between Awful Rabbit and Kendall than there was at the point at which they were previously reputed to be together. In addition, there's this fan who's so energized by any good news about the couple that she feels barred from their supposed commitment.